why is this a belief? Is this just like a pseudo belief where people say that Indian manufacturing ecosystem is not as mature as China, Taiwan, or Germany, and especially when it comes to precision engineering?
I think the problem has been one of machinery. We've not had that high-tech machinery, not enough of it. That is maybe what is challenging. If I was to give you an example, it's not like Indian manufacturers cannot make drone motors, for instance. I don't know if you know, we don't make drone motors. It's like coming from, a lot of it is just coming from China. The reason is like these are like extremely compact motors, and the windings that have to go in is like quite a bit dense, right? And there is no way you can do this by hand. It has to be machine on. And this is a complicated machinery that is available only in China. If it is available only in China, then it is highly likely that the people who are making these motors, they're also just there in China.
So are we lacking the know-how, or are we lacking the heavy metals?
See, know-how also comes from trial and error. Okay, you need to be able to build and then you will try and then do it. Because once you start doing it, how did Taiwan get to where it is? It started in the year 1987 and it built that know-how one brick by one brick at a time. And now that gap is so much between the person, them, and the next guy.
But is this true that there is a shortage of skilled workforce in manufacturing?
Quality, that is a very, very important thing. Skill levels are to be improved in India. Skill, still India is still lagging. Okay, it is no doubt in telling that we have to accept what we are lagging. And right now things are moving. A lot of skill management companies are coming right now, and they are started training people also. But it is coming in EV level. Still we need to go down the line also. I can tell you one example. In China, one person who just earned some 3000 RMB per month, she does the winding, the manual winding of the hub motor within 5 to 10 minutes, which I tried. I couldn't do within half an hour also. For me, it's different. Okay, even our working people cannot do. That is how it is, right? So the skill level is important. And the other thing is, if today that person is not there, they have a replacement for that also. So for us, that is another problem. We will not have a replacement. Today that person is not there means we are out. Or if that person left for other job, we are completely blocked. So that kind of pool is there with them. That is what I can say. These two are the critical things.
Finding labor has been a challenge post-COVID. Not just here, in every vertical that you can think of, that has been a challenge. People have generally been very unhappy with the way migrant workers had to go back home, and the difficulties that they faced. And so the way I have talked to them, it feels like they're trying to find opportunities closer to home and things like that. So workforce has been a challenge.
Like, why is this distinction in India between blue collar and white collar? Like, I'm sure no white collar engineer would know as good as a blue collar welder to how to weld a particular joint and how different materials to use or operate the machinery as well.
Maybe what the better way is, even the working level people, the welding people, they also need to get upgrades to the next levels in terms of training. That may need some different ecosystem to build in terms of mindset of that employer companies as well. Okay, that will help the complete ecosystem to grow on that.
Like, why China is able to develop so high quality for so cheap?
So what the way they do is like they build complete ecosystem of the EVs around. There are repair shops every around the corner for the EVs. Here you don't find today. They all have complete rim level tools and all are very standard tools there with them. So every entrepreneur can just buy the tool, build their lamination, build their things, build their lamination, build their covers, build their rim, and then they can do that. What the advantage here is cost advantage coming up. So that kind of scale still India should get into. Today's condition we are still not ready. If at all I wanted to make motor right now, even tooling for the motor I need to go for China itself. No other way.
So you mean that there is already a market for even the components or the tool level?
That relates not only to quantum, it relates to semiconductors, it relates to everything in this world. We can actually be making a lot of these things. Okay, it is just that we went on a trajectory of everyone becoming software engineers, everyone sitting in front of laptops doing certain things. I'm not saying that's bad. All I'm saying is it was not necessary that 100% of Indians go and start doing that. There are many other things which are open out there, and it is just a matter of know-how.
Of course, even Ati promotes and even the government is promoting that you make in India but make it for the world. So why aren't there people who have the resources or who have the interest, and maybe government can, a lot of RDI fund is there or other sort of a lot of funding is there, Art Park does a lot of funding and so forth. So why aren't there people who are kind of setting up manufacturing or machinery facilities over here and then selling it out outside to the globe?
Well, you are correct in saying that there is a lot more money that the government is pouring in now compared to 5 years back. That is absolutely true. But I still think that the way it has to be distributed, the pace at which it has to be distributed, the focus that has to come with it has to be even sharper than what it is.
There they have a demand in China, and for the demand there are policies as well being supported by government as well, so that the entrepreneurs can invest on the businesses at each and every level of the value system. Here for us what happening is, yes, government is giving this right now. Last 10 years we are talking about this. That is more of on the product level, like EV level. Okay, so sales level we are having much more sanction and advantages for there. But if you go down the value chain, still there is no.
A random province in China, the government had funded 20 humanoid companies. Random. And one of them is probably going to bed, and the government participates in these funding rounds. And one of them, there is probably going to be just a handful of them who are going to survive. Okay, and that's okay, because the focus of the government is to promote these kind of robotics. I don't see that level of urgency that is there with the government. I appreciate that the government wants to shake things up. That's a good thing. But I think if you want to catch up China, forget about catching up to China. I'm saying if you want to do something that will make a dent in terms of your export-import imbalance, we have to do a lot more. This is not at all enough.
So like if I compare to the West, like there is Google and Microsoft who are like cash positive, and they have invested their profits into R&D, and without any financial returns they have kind of invested a lot of money. So we also in India have huge companies, big companies. So why don't we have a similar landscape in India? Why the private funding is not flowing in India?
We have some very big companies in India, and I've also gone and talked to some of them. The thing is, I think in our DNA, the way these companies came out is through hard times. Okay, where they in their DNA, they are built in a certain fashion, where to them it is always quarter to quarter. I invest something now. What is my return in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? Okay, that's the kind of timeline we are looking at in most of these big companies.
There is still a lot more funding and a lot more attention on companies that are e-commerce focused, consumer focused, quick commerce focused, and so on. But value creation inside and outside India has not gotten that kind of attention.